Sometimes you have to do that because the easy challenge is one you'll get lazy with. The big challenge gets you hungry.
Oh, how the tables turn.
That's a heavy topic, and we need to focus on that. If not for yourself, then
Oh, how the
do it
tables
for your children.
Black book is in
Black
Black book.
Men Talk, Black Book. Okay, we got something weird is happening here. Okay, we got. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Okay, all right, hold on.
There you go. There you go. A little background noise is all part of it, but as we work it out in the background, we do welcome you back to the Black Men Can Talk show every Sunday at 8 p.m. The show where Black Canadian men come together to have real, unfiltered conversations about life, culture, and of course, community.
All right, figured out. My fault. My bad.
Listen,
and you know, only things like that would happen when you have someone as a friend coming on tonight with The Voice. So of course, that's why that would happen. What is going on, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe, your host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations, 2018 Innovation Award winner, 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads, fathers, and male caregivers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And being part of that journey, have assisted over 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. What is going on, Mr. Sadat?
I am great. It's a wonderful, beautiful Sunday here in the T-Dot in Toronto. And I'm giving thanks for that. As I mentioned earlier, you know, I'm coming back from downtown in honor of our brother and elder and now ancestor, Louis March. There was a park that was rededicated in his name down at Sumac, you know, in the downtown area of Toronto. And it was just great to see, you know, community come out and honor, you know, the life, and, you know, if we could be so honored in our life, you know, but the life of Louis March. So I really want to give it up to the folks who organized it, including Zero Gun Violence. I have to give it up to Debbie and to Chucky and Danny and Jada Man and all those folks. And we hope to have those folks on the show in the upcoming times to kind of talk about really what the impact of the movements of the Zero Gun Violence upon Toronto. So yeah, by giving it up to those folks, it was great to see so much wonderful people today in community and celebrating, you know, the great works that our elder Louis did. So yeah, just really, I'm on a high. You know, you always asking about what's your win. I'm going to start. That was my win.
Okay.
I'll start with that for one of my wins for the week.
You can do another one if you want. Brother Kofi isn't with us, so you got some more room.
Yeah, for sure. You know, things come out of the blue sometimes when you're not expecting it. And I got some real good news this week. I'm going to be doing. I had applied for a grant years ago. It sounds funny, years ago. It's just really coming through now. But really, it's on kind of on the down low, but it's in partnership with SFA, which is from Africa. We had Brother Neil come on one time, but it's going to be some impactful work that we're going to be doing in community. So we'll reveal a little bit more, but it's good news. You know, and it's a lot of the work that's we're involved in, you know, like uplifting the community and the kind of really showcasing folks who are doing that. So that was a great win for the week.
Excellent. Well done. And I'm excited to hear as the opportunity rolls out with you and Neil.
Yeah.
What that's all. I'm very excited to hear what happens with that.
For sure. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. But we'll come back and visit it. But yeah, that was a win. What about yourself? How was your week? You know, how's your day?
Thank you. The week. So the way my existence is structured right now, the busiest part of my life is from Friday evening till Monday morning. No, to Tuesday night. So most people chill and relax. But so just a little. So this is what my weekend has been like with relaxation in between. Friday morning, 9 a.m. did a show. Yesterday at 5 p.m. did a show. That's hosted a show. Today at 5 p.m. hosted a show. Right now, we're a little bit past 8 p.m. Eastern time, hosted another show. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., another show.
Wow.
Tomorrow evening from 8 to 10, I'm facilitating a class online with students all over the world. And again, facilitating another class Tuesday from 8 to 10. And those are online. And then I've got to do a presentation for fathers out in Brampton on Wednesday.
Wow.
Those are all wins to me because they're opportunities. And actually, a win that happened I was actually interviewed by CBC Radio about services for non-birth parents.
Okay.
And
which could be many of us, right? Because
well, that's what I mean. Yeah, it was. They wanted to get a fatherhood lens on it. It was really, and again, like you say, you never know how things are going to happen. Last Tuesday, I got this email from this gentleman at CBC. Hey, they're out in Nova Scotia. There's an organization that's starting a program for parenting. They started with mothers. Now they're rolling out to non-birth parents. We recognize you're recognized in the fatherhood field. We'd like to get your take on it. So I said, okay, when do you want to do it? Tomorrow. Oh, okay. And it's a blessing when you're working by yourself so you can maneuver your schedule.
Yes, 100%.
For that to happen and make myself available. And the thing is, we did a Zoom conversation. Didn't have to turn on the cameras because it was only going to be audio only. And we spoke for half an hour, but they used about 45 minutes. It was a 3-minute piece, and I got a good 30 to 45 seconds. That was a win. And also last Sunday, hanging out at the Cornwall College Old Boys Association picnic with my dad. That was fantastic. And he is the only living founding member of the association that is still with us.
Wow. So for folks who don't know about Cornwall College, let them know where that's at.
That is in Montego Bay, Jamaica, and it is one of the most recognized schools in Jamaica, all boys school, very prominent, and a lot of people. For Black Canadians, you may know the name Denny Jolly or Denham Jolly. School. Yes. My dad and Denham Jolly have known each other for over 70 years.
Wow.
Plus, my dad's older brother, who transitioned a few years ago, was instrumental. My dad's older brother was up here before anybody else of all these people. He was a teacher.
Right.
Oh, no, he a teacher. He was doing something here in the Toronto area, and he said to Denham Jolly, come up here, get a teaching job. And is on his suggestion, Mr. Jolly came here and started the path along it. My dad and Mr. Jolly talk at least once a week for years. So it's that's good stuff. And look, already in the house, the food plane says, hello, Dr. Vibe. DS here. How's the weekend been for you? The weekend's been good. The weather's been, well, unless you were up at around 5 o'clock this morning when there was thunder and lightning and rain, the weather's been fabulous. And he also says hello to guests too. Good to have you here, Food Plane. But yeah, it's been a blessed week. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it to Elder's dedication today, which sort of saddened me, but I had a prior commitment that I unfortunately couldn't get out of. But I would just, as he always say, I keep fighting.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, keep fighting. So that's good. And brother Kofi is not with us today, but he is here in spirit, and we're going to give him energy while he is not with us today. Anything else you wanting to share?
Oh no, just excited, man, about speaking to the voice.
Yes. Well, yes, and this person's not a dancer. Well, he is a dancer. Really, truly, indirectly. Yeah, he'll get into that. He is. Yeah. When I think of The Voice, sometimes I think of that show in the US that I haven't watched for years,
Right.
All right. So Kevin, there we go. Frequency Event Promotion says, greetings. Good to hear from you, Frequency Event Promotions. You know what? Let's get to a little break, and we're going to bring Kevin Carrington, The Voice.
The Voice.
All right. So let's go for it. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Peace.
Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show. Mr. Wayne Harris, what's going on, my brother?
Let's go. Happy New Year, Dr. Vibe and the family. If you have investments in the United States, good for you, because you just make money on the exchange. People are going to spend money they don't have to impress people they don't like. This is looking at the tax code and the tax regime and maximizing it in your favor.
There you go. There you go. The morning vibe with myself and Ryan O'Neill Night, Monday and Friday mornings, 9 a.m. And that's a little bit of a taste you got there. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Substack, and also to advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I'm on. Email me, dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And also join the Black Men Can Talk Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And even though I forgot to put up a tile for it, don't forget Indie Soup Media, run by a good friend, Dr. Tachi, out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Independent Content Creators Network. Lots of the content that I do is featured on that network, and they have about 28,000 YouTube subscribers in 16, 17 months. People say, oh, whatever. Well, realize that only 4% of all YouTube channels have over 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
All right. Kofi, do the introduction, please.
Once again, trust me, I need to make it live, but for sure, we want to bring and welcome our friend, our brother, Kevin Carrington, aka The Voice. This brother has been doing some serious work in community. If you've gone out there and you've seen him MC events, you'll understand the energy that he brings, but the importance of also using your voice, especially as a Black man and a family man, to entertain, to educate. I've also been a part of his reggae size classes, which I want him to talk about as well. We need to get more brothers out there. But without further ado, you know, the one we call The Voice, the choice, Mr. Kevin Carrington.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Evening to all of our listeners, everyone that's locked on. Good evening.
Good to hear from you. How you been, man? What's been going on? What's cracking?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. First off, kudos to the both of you. Like, you guys are doing a lot in the community. One ahead of you, man. So you know what? I'm a Black man. You know I can talk. So it's an honor to be here on the show with you guys. I'm good.
Good stuff.
Well, it's great to see you on the podcast. Finally, I'm glad to have you out here. You know, we know that you're in community from time and doing some good work. But for those who don't know of yourself, you know, and kind of where you're coming from, why don't you kind of give us a little synopsis around, you know, some of the work that you do in the media, as well as, you know, some of the work that you do in emceeing. We'll get to some questions, but a little basic intro for those who are not familiar with yourself.
Oh, as you said, I host events all over the city. I'm a Scarborough guy. I represent Toronto to the fullest.
Scarborough, I'm still there.
As you can
I'm
see.
still there. Paul's still there. There we go.
Yeah, man. So I host events all over the city, and you know, I do classes called Reggae Size, where, you know, for anyone, you don't really not need to overthink it. We're just working out to reggae music and some soca music. You know, my family's from Barbados, so we throw in a little soca music there as well. But it's really just a great way to just, you know, let that energy out. But also, it's not just the music, it's the vibe. We're working out to reggae music, but the reggae music invokes a vibe, and I use that, you know, in some of that allegory to uplift kids when I'm at schools. I'm in schools all the time. I've been in different camps every day for the last 2 weeks, sometimes 2 a day. But it's absolutely great. And when I'm not doing that, I do traffic and sports on CBC 99.1 FM. So Monday to Friday, you can catch me from 3 to 6 doing traffic and sports. This upcoming week, actually for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing double duty. I'm going to be doing Metro Morning and Here and Now. So I'll be up early o'clock doing the morning show, getting a bit of a break, going to doing a few camps, if you call that a break. And then I'll be back to doing the afternoon show. And in my spare time, I raise 4 kids, and I got a household here to take care of. But honestly, I'm truly blessed.
Wonderful. So yeah, thank you so much for that. I have a question. I mean, obviously I've met you through Reggae Size and in community and whatnot, but in terms of you getting into the media, especially as a black man, because there's not a lot of us there from what we can see or what we can hear, right? What was your catalyst to get into this side of your career? What was the thing that kind of drove you to want to get into this?
It was you all. Honestly, I have to say it was you all. It was my voice. Growing up, everyone always said, you got that voice. Everywhere I went, people were always pulling me aside and saying, your voice, like what's up with that? And someone came to me, and it's interestingly enough, someone came to me. I was on a TTC bus one day, and I was back at the bus and hanging out with my boys. I think we were coming from Spectrum or something like that, and we were just hamming it up. And the bus driver called me to the front of the bus, and I thought, oh man, I'm in trouble. And he goes, hey, you know what? You got a really good voice. He goes, all you guys are making noise at the back of the bus, but the one voice that's distinct that I can hear is yours. You should really think of getting into broadcasting. And I'm like, what does that have to do with girls and cars and playing ball and sports? But I always kept it in the back of my mind. And then honestly, when I had my first child and I thought, you know what, this is when I really got to buckle down and think about what I want to do with my life and set a good example. I thought, okay, well, everyone was telling me to get into broadcasting. I'm going to get into broadcasting. And if I fall on my face, I can blame you all. No, I was just afforded the opportunities. My mom made a phone call to an individual by the name of Alex Waith.
I remember Alex Waith.
Alex Waith, an educator here in the city of Toronto, and also father to a little-known Olympian by the name of Andre DeGrasse. He gave me an opportunity to do a radio show with him at the aforementioned CHRY 105.5. And what started off as just supposed to be a 1-2 time trial ended up into a 10-year career on that show. And then people just started taking notice. And the next thing you know, City TV was calling and people were calling. And there it was. TTC gave me, I was working at the TTC, and there was an opportunity to go on and represent the company on the news. And I barged into the boss's office and I said, listen, I don't know what you want me to do, but I know I can do it. Yes. And the rest is history.
I love
Alex Waith. Haven't heard that name in an hour. Forget a minute. Haven't heard that. That goes back.
Rest in peace, Alex Waith. He is a huge reason why I'm in broadcasting and a huge reason why I got on stage hosting events as well.
Yeah. So interestingly, and what I haven't heard in a long time is the name Spectrum. So those who know. Those who know. We'll leave it at that. When you said Spectrum, it's like, okay, it's taking me back. But commonly I'm recognizing brother, Dr. Vibe was speaking about how his I guess it would have been your uncle had kind of influenced Denim Jolly to come to Canada and whatnot. And Denim Jolly is somebody who's huge in the media as well. For those who don't know, helped to start the first Black radio station in Canada, right? So that's huge. But you're also saying that this gentleman helped you. So I'm seeing a theme here. So how important is it for brothers to support brothers and put brothers forward, right? Like how does that play a role, and why would that be important to you, or is it important to you?
Very important. I mean, one of my mottos is, if I can't be helpful, I don't want to be around. And I look back at my life, and I look back, and I may not have realized it at the time, but there were some real heroes and kings that were pulling for me, and just even if they weren't speaking to me, they were setting a good example. And from Dorsey James, who was a huge advocate and an artist here in the city of Toronto. I didn't realize, even back when I was in high school, he was big, but it wasn't so much what he said to me as an art teacher, but it was the way he carried himself. And in his school, predominantly white school, he was the only Black teacher. I was one of the only Black kids, but this man carried himself in a way that I wanted to emulate. And whether he was telling me to or whether he was showing me to, I could feel that energy. So it was something that always stuck with me. And it was one of the reasons why I wanted to be a parent. My parents made parenting look so sexy. They made it look so easy until I had my first child. And then I realized, hold on, there's some work involved here. But I still stuck with it. It was something that was very important to me. But, everywhere I go, whether I'm on stage, whether I'm hosting events, doing traffic on the radio, I want to be helpful. I want to set a good example. And one of the things that breaks my heart is to see people spinning their wheels and unwilling to ask for help. Even with your own family, sometimes strangers are more willing to come and ask you for help than people that are the closest to you. It's unfortunate, but I keep plugging away, but it's something that's very, very important to me, setting a good example. And if anybody out there, is willing to ask for help, I'll do whatever I can to try to help them.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Dr. Vibe, I know you're a man of a million questions. So.
I have about 4 million, but we're only going to get a few. Let me go. And it's interesting, before Kevin went live, him and I had a quick conversation. He says he's not used to this too much because usually he's directing the conversation. He's not being asked the question. So I'll try to go easy on him. We'll just go easy on him. All right. You mentioned about your 4 kids. What does being a Black father mean to you?
Ooh. It means being strong, resilient, and what's sometimes tough is being soft. And that's something that I'm still learning. With 2 boys, I'm bookended by 4 kids. I got 2 boys and 2 girls in between. And they can humble you. They can humble you. And but it's something that's just important to me. I feel one of the biggest gifts in life is being a parent, and it's something that I absolutely cherish. I think about it every day, and not just my own kids. I'm around in schools. I do a lot of work in camps, and any opportunity just to either talk to a kid, uplift a kid, make them smile, simple as give them a hug. It means a lot to me. So this hat that I wear as a father, I carry it everywhere I go. And it means probably one of the most important things to me is, again, just setting a good example for my kids and being there and just showing them that, hard work pays off, being resilient pays off. But also at the same time, being caring as well.
Nice. Food Plane from the US says, love me some soca, the Mighty Sparrow. There's more than soca music than the Mighty Sparrow. Well, we'll start with that. And he says, yes, Dr. Vibe, I had a great day and prepared a delicious meal, Korean fried chicken. He's a chef, by the way.
Ooh, nice.
Got to get him up here to Canada. Next conversation I want to chat with you about, how do you balance your professional life and your responsibilities as a Black father?
This is something that people ask me all the time because I do a lot, not as much as you all apparently, but you know what is the number one thing is setting myself up for success. Every morning it starts with me, and I get up, go to the gym, start off with a good breakfast, get to the gym. First and foremost is what I do, and just making sure that I have the things around me that make my day a lot easier. And one of them is working out and going to the gym. I truly believe that if I overexert myself at the gym, the things I have to deal with day to day, climbing up the stairs, carrying a few boxes, walking from the parking lot to work, those things are easy. So that first and foremost, and then honestly is just taking time for myself and making sure that I do relax the few seconds of a day that I get that opportunity. I tell CBC all the time when I go there in the afternoon is, hey, Kevin, how you doing? I'm great. I'm coming here to relax because for at least 3-4 hours, I just have to focus on 1 or 2 things as opposed to juggling a whole bunch of balls at the same time. But just making sure I have the things around me that make me happy and that I have something to look forward to every single day, whether it's coming home and playing PS5 with the kids and my wife, whether it's watching the Blue Jays or the Raptors play, which has been absolutely great. Jays are on fire right now. So if you don't know, you know, all right? Put some respect in our name right now. So that's good. But just making sure I have the stuff around me that makes me happy and that I have something to look forward to every day, whether it's coming home to my family or coming home to, catch the game or, coming home to work on a home project that I've been looking at for a while. That's one of my other passions is this home reno. I love, breaking stuff apart, coming up with a plan, breaking stuff apart and putting it back together and then looking at it and saying, yeah, I did that.
There you go. I love it. So you go ahead.
Yeah, the Food Plane saying it's good to hear him say about his children. And he goes, I guess I enjoy old school soca. Yes, but soca spelled SOCA, not 2 C's, 1 C.
Listen, Food Plane is putting the soca in there. You got
all right. And producer Matt says the Jays and the Raptors, I think, I heard too they're doing great. The Jays are on fire. They are on fire. And Food Plane says, "Oh my, I'm still on PS4. Are there enough games for me to get the PS5 now?"
Yeah, man, they're cross compatible. There's a lot of cross compatibility. You good? Don't worry, you good.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so you mentioned, I like the fact you mentioned the importance of exercise, you know, and using that sometimes as a way to balance off our energies or our mental health, not just the physical, but I think it's important that we're doing that. So kind of switching gears or connecting it around the reggae size. Like, where did that come in for yourself? Like, 1 minute you're the voice on the radio, next minute you're winding up yourself in class and doing your thing like that. So where did the reggae size come in? How were you influenced in that? And let us know a little bit again about what the reggae size classes and stuff are about.
Well, first and foremost, I grew up dancing. We all know it's a fact that the best dancers on this planet come from Scarborough, not just Toronto, but they come from Scarborough.
Listen, we'll get our North York crowd upset out there, brother. But
they're close. They're close to Scarborough. They're close. There's just a couple of buses.
I hear you. Go ahead.
But so I grew up dancing and being in the gym every day. You know, I thought I was in shape. And one day I was at the gym and I heard this music playing, reggae music, just rocking. And I popped my head inside the dance studio and had about 30, 40 ladies were just rocking. And this Rasta man is on stage and I'm like, whoa. And I kept popping my head in. And one day I said, I'm going in and pop my head in. And the ladies are like, oh, come in, give it a try. And I'm like, who, me? No. And then they said the worst thing. They said, whoa, you chicken? And I was like, hey, easy. Remember, I'm from Scarborough. So I pop myself in and I'm doing the class. I'm following along the ladies. And I get to the second song and Kofi, I thought I was gonna die, bro. But I said, no, man. I left. I said, no, man. A little reggae music can't do this to me. So I kept going back. And one day, once in a while they would call, some of the class members on stage, and I would go and do my thing every once in a while. And then one day, David Smith, who is the founder, the brainchild behind Reggae Size, he said, he let me say, I gotta go away. I gotta go away for a bit. No one's going to teach the class. Why don't you teach the class? And the class was like, yes. I was like, really? So said, so done. I got up on stage and next thing you know, I'm teaching cardio classes and I'm going at it. And then people started to, take notice, and someone afforded me the opportunity to do it in schools. And that was absolutely awesome. And from there, it just blew up and to where it is right now. So I do not only weekly classes every Saturday morning. You can catch me 9 to 10:30 MMA World. Just bring your favorite shoes, bring a coworker, come on out. I have a drop-in fee. We do monthly passes, but the most important thing is coming out to the class, just catching a good vibe, and also getting a good sweat. And then again, doing them with the camps as well every week. I'm a registered vendor with the Toronto District School Board and the various boards here in the city of Toronto. And it's just, again, another way to connect with the community and connect with the best part of the community, and that being kids. So that's basically how I got into it. The pandemic then took it to a whole different level when we started doing the classes virtually. And believe it or not, 2-3 years removed from the pandemic, still getting booked to do classes virtually and in person. But but the best is getting to connect with the community and connecting with kids through music, through dance. It's magical.
100%. And I can attest, because I've been to the classes, and definitely, they're remarkable.
And Dr. Vibe, he does the whole class. You don't wimp out. I'm there from start to finish.
What? And
I give the man his flowers, man.
How long does it take for him to huff and puff, though?
What happens after is not on me.
Happens after. We don't talk about it.
Okay, all right. So the food plate says, cut me some slack. Hey, no problem with playing with you in regards to Soca. Nicole says, yes, Kevin's Reggae Size was life-affirming during the pandemic, keeping people healthy and connected too.
Thank you.
Food plate says, MMA, are you into martial arts? I'm a student of Wing Chun. I don't know.
Listen, I'm a father of 4. 2 of them are girls. Yeah, the fight is real. I gotta stay strong.
Okay. And he also says great workout and great for stress, Reggae-cise.
So I'm going to put something out there because, you know, usually I'm probably one of one in the class, right?
I have a feeling something's going. My intuition is coming. Here we go.
Yeah. So really, you know, and yeah, again, I'm a Jamaican background, so the soca part of it is, you know, I mean, we all grew up with it, right? But I want to talk about the challenge of what I see self-consciousness when it comes to our bodies and whining and stuff like that as Black men, right? So how do we convince brothers out there? How do you convince brothers out there, you know, like really to not be over self-conscious around our bodies, our movements? And which is funny because we often talk about that with the sisters, but with our brothers, I find it to be really of a challenge. Like, how would you talk about how we can get over those challenges, or just how do you get over those challenges, right? Because yeah,
like I agree. I get it. I did not see myself getting up on stage and dancing and working out, and I did not see that as a career option. But sometimes in life, you know, the things that you think you're afraid of, some of the anxieties that you have,
right.
Those are the things that are holding you back. You know what I mean? And one of the best things you can do as a young man is to embrace some of your fears, so to speak. And you know what? We're just working out to reggae music and soca music. That is basically it. You as a Black man, or as a you know, a person of African descent, you grew up doing this, okay? And even if you're outside of the Black community, you grew up. A lot of us grew up dancing, but a little different than when we were kids, and you know, we had to walk an hour to a party and then dance all night and then walk back on. You were able to do that. So this is just part and parcel to that. And we're not out there, you know, bubbling on our heads and stuff like that. However, there have been a few classes where things have gone left, but it's all in good fun. And it's just an opportunity to come out and move and kind of get back to that good feeling that we used to have when we used to dance as kids and as youngsters, and then also get a good workout out of it as well. But the camaraderie of the class, that is the thing. You know, you got all walks of life that come into the class, young and old, Black, white, Hispanic, Filipino, you know, and it's just a great melting pot of cultures, all in the love of, you know, wanting to improve themselves, and also just enjoy the love of reggae music, the love of Caribbean music. You know, that's my sales pitch. You know, just come out, just come out and enjoy the class. There's something for everyone in the class. From, you know, a cardio to, of course, working on the midsection. That's a big thing for me. Warm up, a cool down, and yeah, we push it to the brink, man. We try to give everyone a good challenge, but at the same time, have fun.
That's it. That's it.
Well,
so all you guys like me trying to get rid of the foo belly. It
works. The COVID belly, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you want? Yo, so I gotta be there next Saturday, brother.
No problem. Door is always open. The door is always open.
So we're here hanging out with Kevin Carrington, the voice, talk about all things Black men, Reggae-cise, etc. Shakoy is in the house saying Kevin is amazing.
Hey, what's up, Shakoy?
And she says, yes, feeling great. Very great conversation. For those people who are watching on the Dr. Vibe Show YouTube channel, top people commenting right now are the Food Plane, Shakoy, and producer Matt. And I have a conversation piece for you. It's not Reggae-cise related, but how has being a Black man in Toronto shaped your personal and professional journey?
Ooh. Yeah, well, you know what? It surely set me up for the ups and downs of the industry. That's for sure. You know, I've always had to face adversity in my whole entire life, from sports to school. As I mentioned earlier, I went to school in Markham, which was a small town north of Toronto, north of Scarborough. And at the time, my sister and I think we were one of 2-3 Black people in a school of almost 800 kids. And when I went on to high school, it wasn't much different. So I was always, you know, facing challenges. And to be honest with you, it was a learning experience for the people in the town of Markham, you know, seeing this influx of Black people and of, you know, other cultures as well, you know, pouring into their town. It was a learning experience for them. And we went through our ups and downs, and anyone who's grown up with that as a backdrop, knows the things and the challenges that you can deal with from, you know, authority figures, other parents, coaches, you know, being overlooked time and time again, but still be, you know, expected to push on and push on. It was something that always stuck with me. But at the same time, it gave me a strength like no other, and a tenacity like no other. You know, one of the things I mentioned a lot was that my parents, you know, really wanted me to just, you know, do the right thing, go to school, listen, go to university. And I did. But what I really believe was the thing that catapulted my life and my career was my tenacity, and the fact that I didn't like being told no. I didn't like, you know, people calling me chicken again. And I was just, it meant so much to me to sometimes prove people wrong. You know what I mean? And then show people that no matter what you threw at me, I was going to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. And again, something that's just the best example that you can show people is that you are resilient. You know, yes, I have those times when it's tough and I just think, oh my goodness, but that's one of the things that have set me up to be what I, you know, aspire to be a good father, was that, you know, the tenacity and wanting to be here. I want to be a good father. I want to be on the radio, setting a good example. You know, and when I remember back in the day being on City TV, people used to laugh at the bright shirts and ties that I wore. And a lot of times people would chirp in the background, like, why don't you wear golf shirts or t-shirts? And I thought to myself, no, even in my late 20s, early 30s, I thought to myself, you know what? I know not only my mom is watching, my family's watching as well. And other people who have the same story as my family are watching and looking for inspiration, whether they know it or not. And that was important to me. So I always made sure every day it was, what shirt and tie is Kevin going to wear? What color? What, you know, that was the thing. The traffic and the TTC was second and tertiary, but it was just, again, setting a good example. That is what means a lot to me. And just, you know, being a Black man in the city of Toronto has its challenges. Things have gotten a lot better. There are a ton of opportunities that are available, yourselves included. But there is still room to uplift and inspire these young men to be great.
Okay. Believe we got lots of questions coming up here for you, sir. So
fire away.
The audience is here now. So let them. Nicole has a question. All right. Men don't seem to like group workout classes. Why is that? At my gym, whether it's weights, cardio, yoga, Pilates, the men are few and far between. Before you answer that, I can somewhat relate with that question and what you're talking about, because there was a time I used to do spin classes 4 or 5 times a week. And 80% of the participants were women.
Right.
So with that lead in, go ahead and respond to that question that Nicole has.
I think it's a bit of a cultural thing. I mean, it's so funny because we go to the parties and we do it. So when it correlates now to an actual workout, there is a bit of a disconnect there. And I think I think part of it is just the admission that, hey, I can be better. And I think that's probably the first challenge for a lot of people, is just admitting to themselves that I can be better. And for myself, I thought I was in shape until I started doing these classes. Now I know what real shape is. And one of the reasons why I'm able to have that energy on stage and able to do multiple classes and do multiple things in a day is because I make sure that I set this temple up for success and make sure that I am in good shape. I aspire to eat more food that grows on plants than is produced in a production plant.
Right.
More food that grows on a plant than is produced in a production plant. And it gives me the energy to be able to push through even when I am tired. But that I think that's just the anxiety of it. But listen, forget all that. Come out to class, man. And at the end of the day, honestly, I can't handle all these women. Okay, I can't handle all myself. Okay, there's enough to go around. Please help me. I'm calling out to you. Help.
There you go. And I think the other part of it, it's interesting that you said that it was kind of like a competitive thing that kind of got you into it, like someone challenging you.
Yep.
Right. And I think a lot of time with the brothers, from my experience, that if you say, hey, yo, let's the fastest one to the corner, they're gonna run. Or if you say, let's do a push-up challenge, they're gonna do it. right? So I think there's something about us that, the thing that kind of puts us out there really is the challenge. And sometimes in these classes, I would say it's not like a competitive thing, right? It's not like, let's go to the court and go play ball. However, if the challenge happens within the class, we're on.
Yeah.
We're on. Ain't nobody gonna whine like me. Ain't nobody gonna have this cardio like me. I'm not gonna drop, right? So I think sometimes that's part of it. But I definitely, again, as somebody who's on the other side of it and gone to these classes, trust me, the workouts are, if you want that challenge, it's wonderful. And you're working parts of your body. That's the other thing I was gonna say. You work parts of your body that we're not used to working, right? More than doing the weights. Because a lot of times with, like your waist and whatnot, that increases your flexibility, all those kind of things that, increase your health, really, that's why I would kind of push it, right? Because I think a lot of times we just like legs or we do arms, but your whole body health is very important. So, but yeah, I'm challenging brothers out there. Listen, next Saturday, meet me. Bring it up again, Dr. Vibe. Bring it up. I'm there. Listen, bring up the
All right.
I am doing an official challenge. Y'all gonna meet me at World Fitness, 15 Grand Marshall Drive, Unit 2, Scarborough, Ontario. Do not be afraid to come to Scarborough. I know we're talking all that yak. North York, East York, Buffalo. Come on.
Oh, geez, Buffalo.
Everybody. Right?
Oh my goodness. All right. Well,
black men get a $1 discount.
Oh gosh.
There we go. There it is.
Good.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
we got to fit in some more questions from the family here. So Food Plane, when Food Plane gets in, you better be ready to answer some questions. His question is, he's got a few. He says, what has starting these workouts and stepping out on your dreams taught you about yourself?
Oh, I can do almost anything, and I liken it to the cold shower phenomenon. I love to take cold showers, and for anyone out there, listen, I know it sounds daunting, but cold showers are one of the best things you can do for yourself.
Cold showers, that's an oxymoron.
But other than the health benefits of taking a cold shower, it's like ripping off the Band-Aid and facing your fears almost every day. When it hits you, it's gonna. But once you get past that, it does feel really, really good. And that's how I kind of face a lot of my challenges. I know it's going to be tough. I know there's going to be challenges. I know there's going to be obstacles, but I'm already in good shape. I've already had a good breakfast. I've got the energy, the health and strength. God has blessed me with that. So the rest is just a little bit of work. Rest is just a little bit of work. But it's taught me to be resilient, taught me to be tough, and also have the energy to be there for my work, for the kids in my camps, and then for my own family. I cannot neglect them. As much as I'm out there and I've got the energy and to do all these things in the community, I can't forget home. I got to take care of home. And as I mentioned, one of the things I love to do to distress is home renovations. Break something, go to Home Depot, fix it. And, when I come home and I can look, and especially when it makes the house easier, and makes the house more functional, that's a huge win for me. With all these bodies and personalities in the house, I got to do my best to make it as comfortable for everyone, because trust me, they'll let me know real quick. But it's taught me to be tough, taught me to be resilient, and to face my fears, man. Get out there. There's going to be some challenges, but you've got the tools, you've got the equipment to handle it.
All right. Food Plane says, shout out to producer Matt. He also has, I told you he's got his questions. He says, do you have any stories of lives changed through your program that you could share?
Ooh, geez. Yeah, it's a lot of stories, that have come out of my class. Very early on, when I was doing the classes at Good Life, class is packed, a melting pot of people. And I had a lady come in one time, full hijab, covered head to toe. But music came on and rocking. And then we got to about, I don't know, man, in about 4 or 5 songs in. And next thing you show, she disappeared. I'm like, where did this lady go? there's a person standing in the spot where she was, and there's a pile of clothes next to her, but rocking out. And I thought, wow. Mind you, as soon as the class was done, gone. But that to me was this lady felt so comfortable in this class with what I was doing that she could really let herself loose, so to speak. And no disrespect to anyone's culture or anything like that, but that to me was so profound that at that moment she said, you know what, I'm doing this. She must have been hot too, because she was really into it and really into class. And she used to drop in every once in a while, but that to me was profound. Those were one of the stories. Okay. And honestly, it's going to the schools and going to camps every day. You know how selling on these kids can be a real challenge. You're educators as well. You know how it is. But going into schools, and I walk into a school and you just don't know exactly what you're walking into. But you get into a school and then you hear those magical phrase, "Yo, Uncle Kev is here." And I'm like, sometimes it's schools I've been to, sometimes it's schools I haven't been to, but to know that you've been impactful and that you're being memorable to these kids with all the distractions, PS5, mom and dad's tablets, TV, radio, you name it. For them to remember you like that to me is impactful as well. So I have a lot of stories, some that'll probably make me draw water, but those are two that mean a lot to me.
Cool. Food Plane says yes, what he said about food and where it comes from. Sequoia goes, we need a Men Can Wine 2 movement.
Whoa.
Sign me up.
Hey, Shakoy, print the t-shirt. We're about it.
Yeah, man. Sign me up.
Next week, print the t-shirt, Shakoy.
Sign me up. I'm that guy. When we go to parties and the electric slide comes on, Jerusalem comes on, I'm that guy. And I love it when I don't have to heckle the DJ to pull it back. When the crowd is like, no, Kevin's no, I love that. I love that.
100%.
Nicole goes, when Kev used to have regicides at Earl Bales Park, the Scarborough people outnumbered the West End people. In capital letters, I challenge those West End people to come out and work out in the East.
Nick, you get me in trouble. You didn't get me in trouble.
Yes, I get upset at you, Nicole.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Yeah, the park workouts were great. I still have people that inquire and ask, when are you going to be back in the park? Up until this past week, I was hosting the Harborfront, the Caribbean Vibrations Festival, the inaugural Caribbean Vibrations Festival. Huge shout out to them for pulling that off. And I had a number of individuals that came up to me and were asking me, when you're back in the park, let me know. So someday.
Yeah. Thompson Park
in Scarborough. Shout out to Thompson Park crew.
There you go. So just speaking about events, you just mentioned about the event you were hosting last week. What's your motivation for doing these events and stuff like that? Because I know that you bring that particular energy, right? So how do you get into that part of? If there's some young people out there who want to aspire to be MC and stuff like that, how do you get into that? Like, the people just call you up, and how does that happen?
First and foremost, you are a walking billboard. You are your walking calling card, business card, whatever you want to name it. And just look for opportunities to host events, whether it be at your church, whether it be at your place of employment, maybe the clubs that you're in. If there's ever an opportunity to get up in front of people and speak, embrace it. See if you're good at it. Don't wait for people to tell you, like I did. Don't wait for people to tell you. If you have it in the back of your mind, and that's the other thing too. Try it early. Don't sit on your hands and wait for opportunities. Make opportunities for yourself. And the church and schools and clubs and places that you already are at are good places to do so. And again, you're a walking billboard. So everywhere you go, carry yourself like someone that people would want to be on stage representing their company or their organization or their event or their fundraiser. And at the end of the day, and then after that, be organized. Make sure your clothes are right. That's something that's very important to me as well. I make sure my clothes fit me. I look the part. I'm in shape, so that not only helps with the looking the part, but also having the energy to be up on stage. And then just do a little bit of research on the people that you are hosting an event for, whether it be the guest speaker or the CEO of the company. You know, you never know what they have going on behind the scenes. And also get there early, you know, get to your events early. Look like you want to be there. Look like you want to be there. And that also allows you to settle down. You're not on the train or on the car and you're stressing how to get to the event. No, get there early. Let people see you at the event and let them know that you wanted to be there. And then that'll also afford you a time to walk around, mingle, you know, get those people on your side, you know, so that when you get on stage, they already feel like they're your friend. They already feel like, you know, the show has already started. And it also helps you, you know, pick out the people that got there early. So those are the names that you call first for the buffet. You don't want to.
You got it. You got it. I love that.
That's a key right there. I'll sell you that one for free, man. But get there early, so you know who got there early, because you don't want Tanti sitting right next to the buffet and still waiting to be called 20 tables in. Not a good look.
That's good. Right. Listen, you need to write a book if you haven't written one already. But I know I'm not the first to say it. So, but you know, we want to be one of the first stops when you write that book. Come back and let us know, right?
All right, cool.
Great advice.
Yeah, I would piggyback onto that whenever I have to do a speaking event, yes, get there early. And for me, the first people I want to get friends with are the AV people.
Yep.
Because those people are responsible to make you look good and sound good.
Yep. And that goes for TV and radio as well. You know, 100%. Have a good relationship with your techs and the people that call up your clips and do all the behind the scenes work. They're very integral to your success on air.
Critical. And and if you get there early enough, I chat with people in the audience. They're early, and I actually bring up those conversations when I'm on the stage, and they go, "Wow, you said that about me?" Yeah, okay. But I ask for permission if I can use it. I don't just bring it up.
You build relationships before you get on stage, and you have then once you get on stage and you nail the intro, the rest is fun. It's time to have a party. It's time for everyone to enjoy themselves if that's what the event calls for.
Right.
Getting there early and showing people that you wanted to be there and that you look the part. And everyone knows that with the traffic and what's going on, and we all got stuff going on, but the fact that you still, you know, made time to get there early, it says a lot about who you are.
It does. I remember years ago when I used to bring up lectures. There's this guy I brought up from LA called the Conscious Rasta, and what he would do when he came, if you were early and on time, the first 20 people got free books. When people would come in late, and they become, oh, why that person's getting a free book? I'm like, yo, bro, this guy. Reward, no matter what it is, you reward those who are on time, right? So definitely,
there are advantages being first.
Yeah, 100%.
In many occasion, frequency of event promotion goes seize the moment, and I have to correct your spelling. I'm doing that in love. That's not the correct way. We'll let you go.
Listen, I'm not writing anything again. Dr. Vibe is going to be that.
Okay, well, you know what that comes from? Right. My dad was a school teacher in the same classroom for 38 years. So even when I send emails, if I have a spelling mistake, he corrects me. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you know what you meant.
Yeah, and great advice. He says, great advice, Kevin. Saying that, and it's so true. And I think one of the things that Kevin is sharing with us is people buy you before they buy what you're offering.
And if they already like you, and if you've already caught their attention, you know,
half the battle's done.
Half the battle when you get up on stage, and that's one of the messages that I give to, you know, campers and students when I go around. And if we ever have those opportunities, you know, and I see that there's some people in the class or some students that are, you know, want to get on stage and whatever, I really applaud them for that. And I let them know that when you are given an opportunity to go on stage and showcase your skills, you know, it's something that we can all share. And not everyone has to be the best dancer, the best singer, best whatever. But the fact that you can get on stage, I tell you, man, it's half the battle. And people will be so impressed that you actually even got on stage. They'll buy whatever you're selling just because they know the fear and the anxieties and some of the things that we put in front of us before we're willing to take that step in getting on stage. So, that's huge. That's huge.
Food Plane says, Dr. Vibe, hard on us today. Watch your spelling. He goes, oh boy, I meant hard on us today. Frequency Event Promotions goes, thanks for pointing that out, Dr. Vibe. I do it in love.
Love it.
I do it in love.
I'm married to an editor, so not just my written, but my vocal. So I get it all over. And shout out. So anybody you want to shout out, Kevin? Anybody want to give some big ups to?
Oh yeah, man. Of course, Lawrence and the kids. Thank you. I mean, without her, I don't know how I would be able to keep this together, man. Honestly, especially when I'm doing the online classes, she's always crossing my T's and dotting my I's and making sure that I have the things. Have you charged your phones? Have you updated your laptops? Have you got you know what you're wearing tomorrow? What are you wearing tomorrow? She always, and it's funny that you mentioned that, that you're married to an editor. Most women are editors. I can honestly tell you that. Being honest. In love.
Oh, Food Plane has a lot.
Bigging up some people. Yeah, I mentioned him earlier. Dorsey James, if you don't know, huge artist here in the city, huge advocate in the city, calls into CBC all the time. And we go way back. He was my high school art teacher.
Wow.
Love him to death for setting the example that he did. To the late Alex Waith. Again, he set me up for success, gave me my first opportunity to cut my teeth on air. And then I went on to do the news. But the other thing that Alex did for me too is this little trickster, man. Alex was hosting events and we were doing radio show together, and people believed that we were a package deal. So Alex started inviting me out to events, and I started going out to events, and it was great when I was getting the free drinks and the free meals and the free entry. And then next thing Alex was like, yeah, I'm going to come up on stage with me. And I was like, oh, okay. And Alex and I do a little 1-2 kind of like how we did in the radio. And then I just don't know when it happened. I'm on stage and I'm doing the raffle and the 50-50 draw, and I'm giving out awards, and Alex is at the bar.
He had a plan.
Little did I know. And then the phone just started ringing and people started saying, hey, we want you to host our events, do exactly what you do, bring that kind of energy. And I thought, wow, you can really make a career doing this. Is great. And again, it's a nice sidebar to being on the radio, and it's a performance, whether I'm on the radio, whether I'm at schools, doing my reggae size, it is a performance. But it's something that I cherish. And so thank you to those individuals. And of course, my mom and dad, my late father, he passed away before the pandemic, but my mom continues to be my rock, continues to set a good example of how I should carry myself as an individual, as a young man, as a young adult. She continues to set an example. That's why going to Mama's on a Sunday for dinner is something that's very important to me. No matter what we're doing during the week, everybody knows Sunday dinner is at 2:59. All right, be there, and we can all sit down, put the cell phones away, sit down, and enjoying a meal, and just be thankful for all the good things that we have in our life. Because we honestly, when you stop and think about it, you are blessed and highly favored.
Ashay.
Right. Thank you so much. Food Plane has a laugh emoji. Frequency Event Promotion says driving while listening. No problem. Nicole says, I'm sure your editor wife is a lovely person.
See, I told you. You see the edit? You see, I got edited. See?
There you go. Food Plane.
In love. In love.
Yes. Food Plane says mic drop. We got 3 quick conversation pieces for you. First of all, will Kevin ever return to TV?
Dum 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 dum.
Ooh. I did a bit during the pandemic. I love doing the radio and stuff like that. I do a lot of stuff. But as far as like mainstream TV, hey, I would love to. It's not something that, it's just funny how where your life takes you to, and that's one of the things that is a part of growing up and becoming a man and being a successful man or being a successful individual, is knowing when sometimes the things that were helping you at some point, after a certain time, might be the things that are holding you back. And I would love to return to TV. I love what I'm doing right now. I love radio. Because it affords me the opportunity to do the other things that I like to do, being out in the community and being there for my family. But yeah, make the call. If you think I still got a face for TV, not just for radio, sure.
Norman Richmond's in the house, says checking in. Good to see you, Norman.
What's up, Big Norm?
That's royalty right there.
Yes.
So
yes.
Norman Otis Richmond.
Yes.
Those who know, they know who. For those who don't know, please Google that name.
Please
so
do.
Norman, our elder Norman. We talk about radio, right? And he is definitely one of the elders, one of the founders.
Yes, foundational.
Foundational. So definitely thank you for checking in, Norman.
The food plan has another one last phrase is, what would you like to accomplish with all of this in the next 5 years?
Wow.
Write a book. Write a book. I've been asked for years now, and it's just becoming more and more frequent. It just seems to be one of those things I need to check off the list. I sometimes I listen to myself talk, or I hear other people talk about me, and I'm like, really? I did that too. But it's starting to. It's something that's getting asked of me more and more and more and more and more is to write a book.
Okay.
So 5 years.
Yeah.
As long as I don't have any more children, I think I should be able to pull it off. I think so.
All right. Nicole says Norman Otis Richmond is radio royalty. And last conversation piece. What advice would you give to Black men about navigating adulthood and manhood?
It's a lot, eh?
Hear me now. Listen to your elders. Surround yourself with people that carry themselves the way you want to carry yourself. You don't always have to be the big dog in the room. Surround yourself with bigger dogs, with people that can bite harder than you, yell louder than you, that are better than you, and it'll pull you up. It will, when it's the right ones. Ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. Just please, if you are going to ask someone a question, stop talking, listen. Just stop talking and listen to what they have to say. And if you take their advice, don't just hear it out and just look for affirmation. No, seriously, stop and take stock of your life and take their advice at the end. But other than that, just try to be a good person, be helpful. You'll be surprised at the amount of people that have come back and helped me, not because I did something for them, but because I did something for a friend of theirs, or I dropped someone's mom home after an event. It's just with natural human instincts, and keep it simple. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Trust me, the Joneses don't care about you. You do not have to keep up with the Joneses. Do you?
Facts.
Do you? And and financially, don't live beyond your means. Please, you do not live live beyond me. Yes, we all like nice things, but do you need to have 5 pairs of black pants and 8 white? Come on, seriously. We all have our. Trust me. You see what's behind me. I have my toys. My Star Wars is my weakness. Okay, wow. This is just a snippet. If you see what I got here in front of you,
Lord, oh boy.
If you could only see what's in front of you right now in my studio, you would be like, whoa, Kev, we might want to have a whole nother conversation about that.
Within your means.
But yeah, you know what? And again, at the end of the day, just surround yourself with good people, and make sure that you do something every day to make yourself better, whether it be going to the gym and working out, if helping other people makes you feel better, or just helping other people, doesn't matter who it is, or even just checking in on somebody. Make sure that you have something every day that you look forward to.
All right. Norman Richmond says, Asana Sana, thank you very much. And producer Matt goes, that is a Grogu. Does look awesome. Okay.
I got an
he was asking that. Is that an AT figure? He was also
that's an AT back there. One of my latest acquisitions. I got a huge scale model of an X-Wing fighter in front of me. I got some 4 foot tall Darth Vader and a Han Solo. I got my Han Solo in carbonite. I got Okay, I got BB-8, remote control BB-8. I got some old school and new school. Sorry, am I nerding out on everybody? Sorry.
I'm gonna have my list
out there for a second,
which is related to that. But how important is joy, and playfulness for Black men?
Oh yeah, I'm a big joker. I'm sometimes I gotta calm myself down. I gotta bring myself down because I got so much energy. Sometimes I can just explode. But just have fun. There's nothing like smiling and having a good time. I used to be that guy. Sometimes I went through that phase where I'd be at the club and I was in the corner and nah, man. I was a dancer. And I honestly, I'll tell a story. I was at a place called Sandoz, and it was during when Trinidad was in the World Cup. And, you know, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just stopped dancing. But I said, I knew something was wrong. I knew it wasn't me. And I said, nah. And I just like with like 2 cylinder blocks, I started moving my feet again. And so much emotion came over me that day. And I said, you know what? I'm going to keep dancing. I don't care what it is I'm doing. On TV, radio, I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to dance, whether it's with my voice or physically with my body or spiritually, I'm going to dance. And that's something that means a lot to me. So that's one of the ways I keep myself happy. And then every once in a while, I go drop some money on some Star Wars action figures. I'm a big motorcycle guy. I got a ZX-10R 1000 motorcycle, and that's my other little baby. Anytime I want to, you know, just get away and not have to drive anybody anywhere,
there you go. So you got to have things that bring you joy.
Yeah, that definitely brings me some joy. No edits, Nicole. That you can just leave that one right there. Stick a pin right in. No. Edit that.
So producer Matt says, that's awesome. I'm a big Lego guy. I have Darth Vader helmet, the second lot Lego model, and just recently got the Millennium Falcon collector's model.
Hold on, I got something for you then. Hold on then.
Oh geez, here we go.
I got the Lego Grogu.
Oh, producer Matt is freaking out in the back in the green room. He's blown away. You blew him away. You blew him out. You blew him out.
Well, there you go.
OMG. Well, as we end up, everybody, you can get a hold of Kevin. We can put it on the screen. Is all his contact information.
And count, here we go. Dooku's lightsaber.
Oh.
Okay, I'm done nerding out. Sorry.
Okay, all right.
Sorry. Black Nerd should be here this week. Black Nerd
Talk should be here.
I saw him today.
Black Nerds edition. We got to do that, man. We got to do that. The Black Nerds edition.
Yes.
What do you nerd out on as a black man? What are your?
Thank you. That's our next topic.
Can I please be on that panelist on that show?
Yes, we will get you on that.
Make sure there's some therapy too, because I think I need
some. Since you're just a little bit I'm going to fit another conversation. Boys. Right. How do you see Black manhood changing for the next generation?
You know what? I really and truly, it's not going to change. We are the movers and shakers on this planet. Whether this planet wants to admit it or not, we are the batteries of this planet. We are what makes this planet move. And the more we understand that, and the more we believe that and express that in everything we do, we will be successful. They cannot hold us back. They cannot. Look at the amount of obstacles that we as Black people and Black men have overcome, and we're still here. That just goes to show you, you know what I mean, how tough and how resilient you are. They've done their best, and unfortunately, their best has not been good enough. We're still here. Continue to push, continue to fight, surround yourself with good people. And don't be afraid to ask for help. You know what I mean?
Huge. That one at the end is really huge.
Yeah, man. Don't be afraid to ask for help, man. We've all been there. And there are men and individuals that are out there that are looking for those opportunities to shed a little allegory and to uplift someone, because they know how important that is, because we've all been there.
Do you have men like that in your life?
Still to this day. My father, he's been buried for 5 years, and I still go visit him asking for advice. You know what I mean? Same thing with Alex. Sometimes I'm doing stuff and I'm just like, Alex, how do we get here, man? And that's the thing. I sometimes I got to get on stage, or I'm going to work, and I don't know what I'm going to do, you know, but I know I've set myself up for success, and I know the inspiration will come to me from somewhere. And sometimes the not having inspiration is what inspires me. I end up finding out something new that I didn't know because I went looking. Yeah. So that was a thing, and you just continue to just fight and continue to, you know, be the shining light that you can be, man. There's so much opportunity out there for you as a young Black man.
That is so good.
So please, 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 if there's anything I can do to help you get there, just call Uncle Kev.
All right. Matt, producer Matt goes, if it's all about Star Wars, I will talk for hours. And Nicole says, next show, Black men are nerds. So we already see the audience is wanting a nerd show.
Black men are nerds too. Yeah, man. I know.
Yeah. Jeez. Paul, anything else you want to ask? Because we could go on for hours, but I know you got things to do as always.
I got a double shift tomorrow morning. I'm going to be right here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be right here doing the traffic and sports tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. So check me out, CBC 99.1 FM, if you want more Kev.
All right, definitely. We'll be listening in. So I want to thank my brother for coming through. We appreciate your words, your wisdom, and of course, your presence.
Thank you.
And definitely keep doing your thing, staying healthy, staying wise, being a great father to your children and to the other children in the community. And again, I appreciate your presence here. So thank goodness that you're here.
We will be in touch, Kev. Thank you.
The force be with you.
All right. Well, great way to finish. All right. Take care. Keep the faith. Don't just manage your time, manage your energy. Remember to give yourself grace.
Sure.
Peace. All right. Mr. Sadat, anything you want to take away from the conversation?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's important that we have voice, we use our voice, to uplift ourselves. And also, I'm also taking away the importance of not just simply just, like giving back or volunteering, but being inspired by somebody and also inspiring folks, right? I'm glad that, he was able to get inspired by Alex, rest in peace, also the teacher. And I think it's important that we continue as, Black men, older Black men inspiring younger Black men and vice versa. So I like the whole inspiration piece, and you never know where it's going to land people. So I'm taking that away from that conversation. I loved it.
Yeah, it was so good. I've known about Kevin for many years, and now I know him a little bit better, and I'm going to make the energy as he would take my energy to know some more of his energy. So in different ways, we're involved in the same bucket. We're all involved in media. So it's good to see someone who's done it right, does it well, and has continued to grow and inspire. It's bigger than him.
Right.
Sure. You can tell that it's really bigger than him. One little tip I want to add this week. I heard something good from somebody the other day. She's been a high-level professional coach, and she has an acronym WAIT, WAIT, and it says, why am I still talking? Sometimes you have to wait and listen. Why am I still talking? Wait.
I like it. So let me promote our weekly community events. I ran into our brother Troy today from Iron Sharps Iron.
Yep.
We're having their 10-year anniversary.
Yes,
10-year anniversary events, right? So it's going to be at Mako Saturday, July 26th from 4 to 10 p.m. at the Dawn Arts Academy, which is 15 Chisholm Avenue. Again, come on out. They both have a female group and they have a male group. So Iron Sharps Iron, they've been doing great events and also great connections, specifically with Black men, the ones that we've gone to. So I want to hail up Troy for all your great work. And he definitely wants to come on the show. We'll figure out how that can happen. But for sure. I want to just hail them up, and as well as, just letting people know to let us know what's going on in the community, right? Not just Toronto, wherever it is, and we will share it with you.
Yeah, because this is broadcast globally.
Yeah.
Right? It's a global thing. All right. As we wind it up, if you want to get a hold of Mr. Kofi Sadat, email. There's his Gmail address, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and also Neza community on YouTube. Mr. Morris was not with us tonight, but he's here in spirit. There's his email. Instagram is 2 Instagrams, his Facebook, then myself. There's website, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, X/Twitter, email, and also on Substack. You can catch me and also on Blue Sky, and you can watch replays of this epic conversation on the Dr. Vibe Show, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and on the website. And we need to change that. It should be Paul Osbourne on YouTube or Neza community. But that's it. All right. As always, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get smaller, get stronger. Block assumptions, then aim bigger, aim better, aim wider, aim higher. Love, faith, and respect. Don't just manage your time, manage energy. Remember to give yourself grace. And if you're not making money, make history, but try to do both. And finally, make it better. And we will do a Black Men Are Nerds show too. See, there's popular demand on that. Kevin's in the agreement going, yes, yes, yes. And producer Matt wants to be producing that show. So as always, God bless. Peace to you all. Keep the faith and walk good. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep the faith.
All right, stay up.
Peace.
Time that our parents, they're like, I have nothing to teach you. I don't know nothing. And
My dad's at that point now. It says,
that's my point.
But I'm saying, no, Dad, you got lots more to give. You know how cold it is when these two brothers in their yard.
You know that. You know that. You don't know that, bro. You know
No
that.
joke.
I know we all have these things, but you know what? My go-to is this thing.
Wow.
Black book. It's in
Black book.
Men Talk, Black Book.